Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Grammar with Altaf. I'm Annie, and today we're diving into a very important and sometimes confusing topic: when to use infinitives and when to use gerunds after verbs.
Hi everyone, I'm Altaf. Yes, this is one of the trickiest parts of English grammar. But don't worry, we're going to break it down into simple, easy to understand examples so you can start using infinitives and gerunds correctly in your daily English.
So let's begin with the basics. What is a gerund? A gerund is simply the ing form of a verb that functions as a noun. For example, swimming is fun. Here, swimming is a gerund because it acts like a noun.
Exactly. And an infinitive is the base form of a verb with to in front of it, like to eat, to run, to learn. Infinitives can also act as nouns, adjectives, or adverbs depending on the sentence.
Now here comes the important part. After certain verbs, we must use a gerund, and after some other verbs, we must use an infinitive. And sometimes a few verbs can take both, but the meaning changes. Sounds confusing? Don't worry. We'll go step by step.
Let's first talk about verbs that are followed by gerunds. These include verbs like enjoy, avoid, suggest, recommend, mind, and finish. Let's take some examples.
Sure. I enjoy reading before bed. She avoids talking to strangers. They suggested trying a new restaurant. In each of these cases, the verb is followed by a gerund. You can't say, I enjoy to read. That's incorrect.
Right, it's important to memorize which verbs take gerunds. Here's a list of common ones. Admit, avoid, consider, deny, enjoy, finish, keep, mind, suggest. When you use these verbs, the next word must be in ing form.
Great. Now let's look at verbs that are followed by infinitives. These include want, decide, hope, learn, agree, plan, offer, and promise.
Exactly. Here are some examples. I want to learn English. She decided to leave early. We hope to win the match. If you say, I want learning, it sounds wrong. You must say, I want to learn.
So, how can we remember these? Again, it comes down to practice and memorization, but some tips can help. Usually, verbs that refer to wants, plans, decisions, or promises are followed by infinitives.
Now let's talk about something more interesting. Some verbs can take both gerunds and infinitives, but the meaning changes. For example, stop, remember, forget, try.
Let me explain this with stop. I stopped smoking. I quit the habit of smoking. I stopped to smoke. I paused something else in order to smoke. See how the meaning changes based on whether we use a gerund or an infinitive?
Yes, and here's another one, remember. I remember locking the door. I have a memory of locking it. I remembered to lock the door. I didn't forget to lock it.
Let's look at try. Try lifting the box. See if you can lift it. Try to lift the box. Make an attempt to lift it. Again, small changes create big differences in meaning.
Exactly. And now, here's a list of verbs that can take both gerunds and infinitives, often with a change in meaning. Stop, remember, forget, try, regret. Mean, you'll need to learn these one by one with examples to understand the difference clearly.
Let's do a small quiz to help you remember. I'll say a sentence and you try to guess whether the next verb should be in gerund or infinitive form.
Sounds fun. Go ahead, Annie.
Okay, sentence 1. I enjoy cook for my family. What's the correct form?
The correct answer is, I enjoy cooking for my family. Enjoy takes a gerund.
Perfect. Next one. She hopes travel abroad next year.
That should be, she hopes to travel abroad next year, because hope takes an infinitive.
Correct again. Let's try one with both meanings. He stopped talk during the meeting. What's the meaning here?
If we say he stopped talking, it means he was talking and then he stopped. If we say he stopped to talk, it means he paused doing something else so that he could talk.
Exactly. So context is very important when dealing with these kinds of verbs.
Also, some verbs can take either form without much change in meaning. For example, I love reading books. I love to read books. Both are correct. Some common verbs like love, like, prefer, and hate can be followed by either gerunds or infinitives with little or no change in meaning, especially in American English.
That's right. But in British English, people usually prefer using gerunds after like and love. For example, I like swimming is more common than I like to swim.
Good point. Language changes slightly depending on the region, so it's always good to listen, observe, and adapt your English based on context.
Before we end, let's quickly summarize what we've learned today. First, we learned that gerunds are ing forms of verbs used as nouns, and infinitives are to plus base verb forms.
Then we explored which verbs are followed by gerunds like enjoy, avoid, suggest, and which are followed by infinitives like want, hope, decide.
We also learned that some verbs like stop, remember, and try can be followed by either a gerund or an infinitive, but the meaning changes depending on which one you use.
And finally, we saw that some verbs like love, like, and prefer can take either form with little difference in meaning.
So that's all for today's video on when to use infinitives versus gerunds after verbs. We hope you found it helpful.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel Grammar with Altaf for more easy grammar lessons. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below.
Thanks for watching and keep learning. See you in the next video.
Take care and goodbye.